Biology is such an interesting subject. I know all of you have a question mark in your mind. What next? And what are the strategies and techniques? Plan yourselves. Total question paper is for 105 marks. Blueprint of entire syllabus. The model question paper. Hello everyone. Welcome to my session that is First PUC Introduction to Biology. Before I start, let me introduce myself to you all. I am B. Shobharani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College, the Temple of Excellence in Mysore. I have completed my MSc, MPhil, B.Ed, MBA and PG Diploma in Bioinformatics. I have 29 years of teaching experience and this is 2020 is my 30th year of my teaching experience. At the outset, let me congratulate all the 10th standard students who have completed successfully their 10th exams amidst this coronavirus pandemic. May it be CBSE or ICSE or state board students, hearty congratulations. I know all of you have a question mark in your mind, what next? So which college I should take or which stream I should choose for, whether it is a science stream or a commerce stream. If it is a science stream, what combination should I select? Should I select PCMB or PCMC? Or which college I should select to pursue my PU education? All these are the questions which will come into your mind. And I know due to this coronavirus pandemic, there is a delay in the reopening of the colleges as all of you are eagerly waiting to know about your college life and to know about your subjects. Let me help you out in biology subject, that is, if you choose biology as one of your optionals for first PUC, definitely I am here to help you out in biology subject. Make you understand what is the syllabus for your biology syllabus and what are the strategies and techniques you need to implement to score centum in biology. As you know, biology is such an interesting subject which is also very important for you all to crack your competitive exams like NEET, that is National Eligibility Entrance Test, and also CET, that is your common entrance test. So let me help you out in this biology subject. Before I start this introduction to first PUC biology, let me stress about a very important point, that is all of you will have a doubt in your mind. What is the textbook you need to follow to study your biology in first PUC? Let me tell you all, the textbook that you have to follow in your first PUC biology is your NCERT textbook. NCERT textbook. And this is a textbook which is prescribed by the Pre-University Board, that is the Department of Pre-University Education Board, which stands for National Council for Educational Research and Training. And this book, NCERT textbook, will cover the full syllabus of your biology and it will also help you out to go through your board exams as well as your competitive exams. So dear students, make sure that whenever you study first PUC biology, make sure that you have your NCERT textbook along with you all. And in spite of any other study materials or any other textbooks which is authored by different authors you will have, but it is mandatory or compulsory that you follow this NCERT textbook. And even the diagrams that are given in this NCERT textbook is very important, right? So hope you understand how important this NCERT textbook is for you all, right? Now let me help you out. As I said, in biology, as you know, this biology subject is for 100 marks. Your biology subject is for 100 marks, which is divided into two parts. One is the theory part, the other one is the practical part. What are the marks for theory then? You might have a doubt. For theory it is 70 marks and for practicals it is 30 marks. Both are very important. Theory is also important and even practical also is important. You have 70 marks for theory paper and 30 marks for practical examination. So total marks for your first PUC biology is 100 marks. As you know, biology is such an interesting subject with full of diagrams. Even diagrams are also an advantage for you all to score good marks in biology. Only you need to develop the skills in drawing, right? So hope you understood that your theory, that is your biology paper, is for 100 marks, which is divided into theory and practicals. Theory is for 70 marks and practical is for 30 marks. Now, let us move on first to the theory part, and I am going to explain to you all in the coming slides regarding your practicals. As I said, both theory as well as your practicals are very, very important in biology. Your theory examination, the duration of the examination is 3 hours 15 minutes. Let me stress upon this 15 minutes, which is very, very important for you. You may wonder, what is this 15 minutes extra, right? So this 15 minutes is before the invigilator hands over the answer booklets to you all. First question paper is given to you all, and that why the first question paper is given? To make you all be familiar with the questions that is asked in the question paper. So that 15 minutes you all will be completely reading the question paper and you all are going to plan yourselves, like which are the questions you know better, so that you will not be stuck in the middle of the examination. So you can start answering those questions which you feel you are more confident in answering them. So that is the very importance of this 15 minutes. So dear students, make sure that you utilize this complete 15 minutes to read the question paper carefully and plan yourself. Planning means not marking on the question paper. Very, very important. I told you what are the techniques you need to implement and what are the do's and don'ts also. That is, you are not supposed to write anything on the question paper. So you are not supposed to mark anything. Like whichever question you know, you cannot mark like this, right? So don't mark the question paper. Mentally you prepare yourself, like which are the questions you know better, and start writing. And after 15 minutes only, then the answer booklet is given for you all to answer the questions. So total duration for your theory examination is 3 hours 15 minutes. As I already said, maximum marks for your theory is how much? 70 marks. Hope I am clear, right? So theory is for 70 marks and practical is for 30 marks. Total 100 marks for your biology paper. Anyhow, I am going to discuss about the model question paper. Before I go to the model question paper, you should know what is there in the question paper. Your theory question paper consists of 4 parts. Very, very important thing to be noted. That is, your biology, first PUC biology question paper is divided into 4 parts. What are the 4 parts? Part A, Part B, Part C and Part D. So your whole question paper is divided into 4 parts. Part A, Part B, Part C and Part D. Very important thing. Next, all the parts are compulsory. What do you mean by that? Compulsorily you need to answer from the Part A, Part B, Part C and Part D. You cannot skip either of any of the parts. All the 4 parts in the question paper is equally important. You need to attempt from the questions from A part, B part, C part and D part. That is what it means by all the parts are compulsory. One more very important thing. I told you all, biology is nothing but such a beautiful subject, right, which is full of colorful diagrams, and if you learn the diagrams, it's very, very advantageous for you all. You can score sometimes full 5 marks also. So diagrams are scoring for you all. So not just learning the diagrams, you need to label the diagrams also properly. So and you need to explain the concepts of the theory with suitable diagram. There are some questions which are asked where you need to understand that it needs to be explained with a suitable diagram. So that is, draw diagrams wherever necessary. So wherever you feel that you need to explain the concepts with a suitable diagram, draw the diagram neatly. And not only that, you may draw the diagram, but if you fail to label it, then unlabeled diagrams or unlabeled illustrations do not attract any marks. You might think that yes, I have drawn the diagram, why I have not got the marks? But unlabeled diagrams or unlabeled illustrations do not carry any marks. So make sure that you draw the diagrams wherever necessary and label the diagrams properly. Bring all the labelings to one side. Sharpen your pencil. Draw neatly the diagram. Use half of the page or the full page for the diagram so that the diagram looks beautifully and you can bring all the labelings to one side. As I said, diagrams are also scoring for you all in biology. Just like the theory concepts you all are going to explain, even the diagrams also should be explained with a beautiful diagrams. Right. So this is about the theory part. Hope you have understood. Their theory duration is, theory paper is for 3 hours 15 minutes. Maximum marks is 70 marks. And your theory question paper consists of 4 parts, A, B, C and D. And all the parts are compulsory. Then draw diagrams wherever necessary. Unlabeled diagrams or illustrations do not attract any marks. Moving on to the design of a question paper of your first PUC. You know, your biology subject code is 36. This is very, very important. You need to understand the subject code of your respective subjects. For biology, the subject code is 36. So remaining like that you have for your physics, chemistry, maths, languages also. For biology, the subject code is 36. Very, very important thing. This will, it will help you out to know this, if you understand this code, it will help you out even in your second PUC biology. As I have already said, your theory paper is for 3 hours 15 minutes, of which 15 minutes for reading the question paper. As I have already discussed, reading question paper 15 minutes is very, very important for you all, so that you can plan yourself. Plan in your mind like what I have to write first, and the questions which you feel that you are not so very thorough, you can write it down later. So as I said, 15 minutes for reading the question paper and maximum marks for your theory is how much? 70 marks. Now let us discuss about the weightage. The weightage of the distribution of marks over different dimensions. So here the weightage is given to different objectives. So the question paper in your first PUC biology is set on certain objectives and the weightage is given to that objectives. Now let us see what are the objectives. The objectives are knowledge based questions, understanding the questions, application of mind, then skill questions. Now for knowledge, what is the weightage given in the question paper? It is for 40%. That is, the weightage of marks is 42 marks. For understanding, it is 30%, that is 33 marks. Then application 15%, that is for 15 marks. Then skill, it is 15%, that is 15 marks. Total, it is 70 marks. Right. So for knowledge, 42 marks. For understanding, 33 marks. For application, 15 marks. For skill, it is 15 marks. Total, your question paper is for 70 marks. But one very important thing which I need to stress upon is your total question paper is for 105 marks. You may wonder, ma'am is telling right from the beginning that maximum marks is for 70 marks. Yes, of course, your maximum marks for the question paper is 70 marks, but your question paper carries the extra 35 marks for choice questions. Let me not confuse you all. That is, your question paper will have 70 marks questions plus 35 marks questions. And this 35 marks is nothing but the choice questions. You will have choices in the question paper and that choice marks is for 35. So total your paper is for 105. Even if you write for 105, you will not get 105 marks. Maximum marks is how much? 70 marks. Only thing is you will have 35 marks questions as choice questions. Whichever you feel you are more comfortable in answering, you can select from those questions and then write the answer. So your paper maximum marks is for only 70 marks and that 35 marks is for your choice marks. Hope I am very clear. So as I said, knowledge 42, understanding 33 marks, application 15 marks, skill, that is 15 marks, total 70. As I said, your question paper. Now let me discuss that in the later part of this. Now let us discuss about the entire blueprint of entire syllabus. You may be wondering, what is the syllabus for your first PU biology? Every biology student will have that in their mind to know about the syllabus. What are the chapters that are included for your first PU syllabus? As I said, yes, of course, first PU syllabus is quite vast when compared to second PUC, but the basic concepts what you are going to study in first PU biology is very important for you all, which is going to carry forward for your second PUC and also to crack your competitive exams. So the basic concepts is very important for you all to learn in first PUC biology. Now let us understand about the syllabus. The total syllabus, biology first PUC biology syllabus is divided into 5 units and 22 chapters. So what is it? Your whole syllabus carries how many units? 5 units. And how many chapters? 22 chapters. Am I clear? That is, your total biology syllabus contains 5 units which is grouped into 22 chapters. Now let us see one by one what are the units and what are the chapters in detail. Moving on to the first unit. First unit is called Diversity in the Living World. As I said, first unit, second unit, third unit, fourth unit and fifth unit. So total 5 units. This first unit called Diversity in the Living World is grouped into 4 chapters. So this unit 1 called Diversity in the Living World has how many chapters? 4 chapters. Chapter 1 called Living World. Here you will be studying about what is living. As you know, biology is nothing but study of living organisms. How do you differentiate the living from the non-living? What are the characteristic features of living? How do you discriminate the living from the non-living? Such a very interesting chapter called Living World. And the number of teaching hours required is 3 and the marks, weightage of marks for this chapter is 3. Right? Next. Second chapter is Biological Classification. Biological classification. As you will, in this chapter you will be studying about the classification of the whole biodiversity, that is about kingdom Plantae, kingdom Monera, kingdom Animalia, kingdom Protista. So you will be studying about the classification of the all the living organisms, and the weightage of marks is 2 marks, and that is the number of teaching hours is 2 and the number of weightage of marks is 2 marks. Moving across the plant kingdom. You know, plant kingdom is such a vast kingdom which includes angiosperms, gymnosperms, then pteridophytes, bryophytes, etc. etc. So all that you will be studying in this chapter called plant kingdom. The number of teaching hours is 6 and the weightage of marks is 5. Moving on to the next, animal kingdom. Very interesting chapter. So you will be studying about the different types of animals. What is the basis for, as you know, this whole biodiversity is filled with living organisms. It is very difficult for us to study the whole animals together. Then what is so very important to study about this? Very important is classification. Based on the classification, we are going to classify the animals into different phyla, right? All that you will be studying in this chapter. Number of teaching hours is 8 and the marks, weightage of marks is 7. So totally 4 chapters in unit 1 called Diversity in the Living World. So what is the total weightage of marks for this unit 1, which includes 4 chapters? It is 17. Moving on to the second unit called Structural Organization in Plants and Animals, which includes 3 chapters. What are the chapters which are included? You can see that there is a continuity of the chapters. As I said, your whole biology syllabus includes 5 units and 22 chapters. So continuing, 5th chapter is Morphology of Flowering Plants. As you know, the angiosperms are the maximum group of plants which we find in the biosphere. And what is the basis for classifying the what are the features of the flowering plants? What is the morphological features? All that you are going to study here. That is, the number of teaching hours is 5 and the weightage of marks is 4. Then moving across the anatomy of the flowering plants. So what is anatomy? Morphology, study of external features. What is anatomy then? Studying about the internal structure. So what are the tissues? All that, like you might have come across xylem and phloem. Xylem is a water conducting tissue, phloem is a food conducting tissue, and we find the anatomical features differing in a root system with that of a shoot system and with that of a leaf. All that concepts you are going to study in this very important chapter called anatomy of flowering plants. Number of teaching hours is 4 and the weightage of marks is 4. Moving on to the 7th chapter, very interesting, that is structural organization in plants and animals, where you will be studying about different animal tissues, as I said. Then you will be studying about the type study of cockroach, and even you will be studying the type study of frog, then earthworm. You may wonder why they have included cockroach, earthworm and frog for your type study. These 3 animals are very unique animals. Right. So, you will be studying about these unique animals in this particular chapter called structural organization in plants and animals, and the number of teaching hours is 8 and the weightage of marks is 7. So, what is the total weightage for this second unit? The first unit total weightage is 17 marks. For this second unit it is 15 marks. Right. Moving on to the third unit called cell structure and function. All of you know cell is nothing but the structural and functional unit of life. As you know, the cell is composed of nucleus and cytoplasm. So, you will be studying about the nuclear part, that is the cell, that is how a plant cell differs from an animal cell. What are the cell organelles? All that in detail in this particular chapter called cell, the unit of life, and the number of teaching hours is 10 and the weightage of marks is 8. Moving on to the 9th chapter called biomolecules, where you will be studying about the carbohydrates, protein, lipids, enzymes, etc., both macromolecules and micromolecules, and which has a number of teaching hours of 5 and the weightage of marks is 5. Then moving on to the 10th chapter called cell cycle and cell division. Most of you might have studied in your 10th standard exams or in your school, where you will study about the cell cycle and the cell division, that is about mitosis and meiosis. So, that is what you are going to study in this particular chapter called cell cycle and cell division. The number of teaching hours is 4 and the weightage of marks for this chapter is 5. So, that is about the third unit. So, third unit has a total weightage of marks is 18. First unit 17, second unit 15 and third unit 18. Let us move on to the fourth very important and interesting unit called plant physiology. As I said, morphology is study of external features, anatomy is study of internal structure, whereas physiology deals with the study of internal functions. As you know, there are different physiological processes taking place inside the plant body as well as in the human body. So, what are the physiological processes? May it be respiration, photosynthesis, all that. So, you will be studying in this particular unit called plant physiology, that is, which includes 5 chapters, right. So, 11th chapter is transport in plants. As we know that xylem is a water conducting tissue and phloem is a food conducting. What is the structure of xylem and phloem? What is all that you will be studying here. So, how do the plants transport food and water? What is the mechanism involved in the transport? All that you will be studying here, and the number of teaching hours is 7 and the weightage of marks is 6. Moving across, next, mineral nutrition. There are different minerals which is very much required for the growth and development of a plant. So, all that you will be studying in this unit. The number of teaching hours is 7 and the weightage of marks is 6. Then a very interesting chapter which you might have studied in your school days also, about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis in higher plants. What are the mechanisms that is involved in the process of this photosynthesis you all are going to study, and the weightage and the number of duration is 5 teaching hours and the weightage of marks is 5. Moving across, next, very important, just like how we respire, even respiration also takes place in plants. What is the mechanism that is involved in the process of respiration in plants? In detail you are going to study in this chapter. The number of teaching hours is 5 and the weightage of marks is 5. Moving on to the next, 5th unit, the last unit of your syllabus, that is human physiology, like how we come across the plant physiology or the internal processes that is happening inside a plant body. We need to study about the important physiological processes that is happening inside the human body also. Like what? So I think we have also come across plant growth and development in plant physiology, which deals with the hormones, plant hormones, which we call it as phytohormones, growth promoting hormones, growth inhibiting hormones, all that we will study here, and the number of teaching hours is 7 and the weightage of marks is 5. Moving on to the fifth very important unit, that is 16th chapter called digestion and absorption. All these are the internal processes which is happening in our body. So it is quite interesting to know about these processes. Most of the concepts we may know it, but what is the basic principle involved in that particular mechanism is very much important, and that is learnt in these particular chapters. So first one is digestion and absorption. What are the parts of digestive system? How is the mechanism of digestion here taking place? What is the role of enzymes and how the digested food is absorbed? We are going to study in this particular chapter, and the weightage of marks is the number of teaching hours is 4 and the weightage of marks is 3. Moving on to the next, that is breathing and exchange of gases. As you know, respiration involves inspiration and expiration. What is the mechanism, exchange of gases or the transport of gases? All that mechanism you are going to study. What is the role of diaphragm? All that you are going to study in this particular chapter, and the number of teaching hours is 4 and the weightage of marks is 3. Moving on to the next, body fluids and circulation, very important. All of us know blood is in circulation, which carries the nutrients, and at the same time the impurities from the body are eliminated through blood. And all of us know human heart is a double pump which does two very important processes, carrying the impure blood to the lungs for purification, and at the same time carrying the purified blood from the lungs to the heart for further supply. All that mechanism you are going to study in this particular chapter called body fluids and circulation. That is your 18th chapter. The number of teaching hours required to complete this chapter is 5 and the weightage of marks is 4. Then moving on to the 19th chapter, excretory products and their elimination. Kidney, all of us know kidney does a wonderful job of eliminating the nitrogenous waste from the body. So what is the mechanism involved in the process of elimination? We are going to study in this particular chapter called excretory products and their elimination, and the number of teaching hours required to complete this chapter is 4 and the weightage of marks is 3. Next, locomotion and movement. All of us may feel that locomotion is the same and movement is same. What are the bones? All that. So what are the different types of joints? All that we'll be studying in this particular chapter. This is a very interesting chapter. As I said, most of the concepts what you study in biology is related to human body. So it is quite interesting and very understanding also. And this chapter, that is 20th chapter called locomotion and movement, has the number of teaching hours of 5 and the weightage of marks is 4. The name 21st chapter is neural control and coordination. All of us know what a wonderful job a brain does. So what is the mechanism that is involved in the conduction of the nerve impulse? What is a neuron? All that we will be studying in this particular chapter. Then this has the number of teaching hours of 6 and the weightage of marks is 5. Moving on to the last chapter of your syllabus, that is the 22nd chapter called chemical coordination and integration. Just like how we study about the plant hormones, so also we will be studying about the animal, that is the hormones that are produced in the human body. What role they have to play, like the adrenal gland, pancreas, then about testes, ovary. There are different endocrine glands which produce hormones which are called chemical messengers, which have a great role to play in carrying on the various physiological processes in our body. So that is about the chemical coordination and integration, which has 6 hours of teaching and 6 hours of marks of weightage. So total teaching hours that is required to complete your syllabus is 120 hours. But sometimes it may take more, because not just to complete the syllabus should not be our aim. To make you understand the subject is very important. So we may take some more extra hours to complete the syllabus, but the number of teaching hours which is prescribed by the Department of Pre-University Board is 120 hours. We need to stick on to that hours of teaching. Then the total marks for your syllabus, that is for your paper, is 105 marks. As I said, so you can make out here, first unit 17 marks, second unit 15 marks, 18 that is third unit 18 marks, fourth unit 27 marks, and the fifth unit 28. So these two units carry a lot of weightage of marks. So this is a very good marks. So try to concentrate on all the units, but concentrate more on those chapters which carry more marks. So your paper is for 105 marks. But as I said, for theory, it is 70 marks, and the extra questions, that is extra questions, is for 35 marks. So total it is 105. But the maximum marks what you are going to get in exam is 70. So 35 marks questions will be there in your question paper, which you can use it for your choice. Whichever you feel is quite easy and comfortable for your thorough with it, then you can just attend that. So this is about your blueprint of your entire syllabus. Once again, as I said, your whole syllabus is divided into 5 units and 22 chapters. 5 units are what? Diversity in the living world. Second unit, structural organization, plants and animals. Third unit, cell structure and function. Fourth unit, plant physiology. Fifth unit, that is human physiology. Hope I have made you clear about the total syllabus what you have for your first PUC biology. Moving on to the next slide, that is about the blueprint for your model paper. Already I have explained all about the units and the chapter etc. one by one. So diverse, as I said, the living world, that is for 2 marks. So you will get 2 marks question 1. Second unit called biological classification, that is 3 marks, that is 1 mark 1 question, 2 marks 1 question, that is 3 marks. Then plant kingdom is for 5 marks, where you get question from 5. See here you can see 1 marker question, 2 marker question and 3 marker question and 5 marks question. As I said, your total question paper has 4 parts, part A, B and C and D, right? So part A is for 1 mark, part B is for 2 marker, part C is for 3 markers and part D is for 4 markers, that is 5 markers. 1, 2, 3 and 5. So here you can see 1 marker, 2 marker, 3 marker and 5 marker. For plant kingdom it is 5 marker, where you have to answer question from 5 marks, that is 5. Then plant kingdom is for 5 marks, again 1 mark, that is 5 marks 1 question. Then animal kingdom is for 7 marks. So 2 marks 1 question, 5 marks 1 question. So total it is for 17. So the total weightage for this first unit called diversity in the living world is 17 marks. Moving on to the next, that is structural organization in plants and animals, that is the 5th chapter called morphology of flowering plants. The weightage of marks is 6, that is 1 mark question 1, 5 marks question 1. Anatomy of flowering plants, that is the weightage of marks is 2 marks, 2 marks questions 2. Then moving on to the next, that is structural organization in animals, that is 5 marks, that is 5 marks question 1. So total it is 15. Moving on to the next, that is cell structure and cell, the unit of life. The total weightage of marks is 8, that is 3 marks 1 question, 5 marks 1 question. Then biomolecules, 4 marks, that is 3 marks 1 question, 1 mark 1 question. Then cell cycle and cell division, total weightage of marks for this chapter is 5, that is 2 marks 1 question, 3 marker 1 question. 11th chapter, the weightage of marks is how much? 4 marks, that is 1 marker 1 question, 3 marker 1 question. So you will have how much? This is right. Now moving on to the 12th unit, that is mineral nutrition, has a weightage of 5 marks, that is 1 mark 2 questions, 3 marks 1 question, that is 5 marks, right. Next, photosynthesis in higher plants, the total weightage is 6 marks, 1 mark 1 question and 5 marks 1 question. Then respiration in plants, 7 marks question, that is 2 marks 1 question. So moving on to the that is 15th chapter, that is 5 marks question, where you will get for 5 marks question 1. So that is first chapter 2 marks, 3, 5, 7, 6, 4, 5. This is for 17. This is for 15. 8, 4, 5, that is for 17. 4, 5, 6, that is for 27. Right, continuing of the next unit, that is next chapter. So, human physiology, as I said, 16th chapter, that is 1 mark, 1 question, that is for 1 mark. Then breathing and exchange of gases for 5 marks, 5 marks question 1. Body fluids and circulation, that is for 7, 5 marks 1 question, 2 marks 1 question. Excretory products and their elimination, 4 marks, that is 3 marks 1 question, 1 mark 1 question. Locomotion and movement, that is for 4 marks, 3 marks 1 question, 1 mark 1 question. The neural control and coordination, that is 5 marks, that is for 5 marks, 5 marks 1 question. Then chemical last chapter of your syllabus, that is chemical coordination, is for 3 marks, that is 3 marks 1 question. So total marks is 105. As I said, 105 means it includes what? It includes choice questions, right? Hope you have understood the blueprint for the model paper, that for your whole syllabus. Moving on to the model question paper. So all this time I was explaining about your theory syllabus and what are the parts, etc., etc. So you'll know better when you see the model question paper of your first PUC biology. As I said, your question paper has a code called 36. So the duration of the examination is 3 hours 15 minutes. Maximum marks is 70. So there will be given some general instructions like this. So what are the instructions? The question paper consists of 4 parts, A, B, C, D. Part D consists of 2 parts. Very, very important. So your question paper, as I said, consists of how many parts? That is part A, B, C and D. But this D is further divided into section 1 and section 2. Very, very important. So part A, part B, part C, part D. Part D is again divided into 2 sections. That is section 1 and section 2. Part A contains 10 questions of 1 mark. Part B contains 2 marks questions. Part C contains 3 marks questions. And part D, that is section 1, is for 5 marks. And section 2 is for 5 marks. All parts are compulsory. As I said, all the parts are compulsory. You cannot skip like, okay, fine, I am fine with part A, let me write first. Write any parts first, but all the parts are very, very important. You need to attempt the question from all the parts. And as I said, draw diagrams wherever necessary. There are certain concepts which need to be explained with suitable diagrams. So make sure to draw diagrams for such questions to make them understand about the concepts. So concepts should be explained with suitable diagrams. So draw diagrams wherever necessary. As I said, just drawing the diagrams will not help you out, children. What you will have to do? You need to label the draw the diagrams properly and at the same time label the diagrams. So never forget to label the diagram. Draw the diagrams and immediately label the parts of the diagram. So as I said, unlabeled diagrams will not fetch you any marks, will not give you any marks. So make sure whenever you explain the concepts, just drawing the diagrams but not labeling the diagrams is not good for you all. Make sure or check once before you submit the answer booklet that whether you have labeled the diagram. Very, very important. After completing your exam, that you may, after completing your whole question paper, just go through the question paper once. Just have a glance. Keep some time at the end to just go through your answers, whether you have labeled it, whether you have written the correct question. Writing the correct question number also is very, very important. Just writing the answers without the question number also will not fetch you marks. So make sure you write the correct question number 1 to 37. And your question paper contains 37 questions. Your whole total question paper contains how many? 37 questions. As I said, your whole question paper contains 37 questions, including what? Including choice questions. Including choice questions, right? So next, as I said, your whole question paper consists of 4 parts. Part A, answer the following questions in 1 word or 1 sentence. And this is for 1 marker. And here 10 questions are asked. No choice in part A. Make sure that there are no choice in this part. All the questions are compulsory. Right? Hope you understand. This part A is such a part where you cannot skip any of the questions. All the questions are compulsory. Only when you write all the 10 questions, then only you will get 10 out of 10. So 10 into 1 is 10 marks. So part A is 1 marker questions. Right? Moving on to the part B. Continuity, as I said, 10, 11. Question number is very, very important. 1 to 37 is the question number in your question paper. And this part B contains 2 marker questions. So here, this is for 2 marker. Here, how many you have to answer? 5. 8 would have been given. So 3 are your choice questions. But compulsorily you have to attend how many? 5. 5 2s are 10. So here it is 10, here it is 10. This is 2 marker. Moving on to the part C. This is 3 marker questions. Here 8 questions will be given. You have to answer any 5. Again 3 questions are for your choice. Whichever you want you can write down. Like whichever you feel you are confident, you know the diagram properly, you know the concepts properly, try to attend that particular question. But make sure you write the correct question number. Writing the correct, I think in your 10th standard you would have learnt all this things, basic things, but when you go for your PUC also, it is very, very important. As I said, this PUC is a turning point in your life. It adds more to your life. And as I said, if you work hard for these 2 years, that is for your first PUC and second PUC, lifelong, you can be very, very happy. So very, very important years of your education is first PUC and second PUC. Then moving on to part D. As I have already said, part D is divided into 2 sections, section 1 and section 2. And this both the sections or part D is for 5 marker questions. 5 marker. Here for section 1 answer any 4. That is 4 5s are 20. Here 3 5s are 15. So here total 10, 10, 15. Here only how much you have got? 35 marks. Part D is for 35 marks. So total it is 70 marks. Part A, B and C carries 35 marks. Part D carries total parts, that is section 1 and section 2 carries 35 marks. See here you can see. Answer any 4. 4 5s are 20. Going to the section 2, answer any 3. 3 5s are 15. Again as I said, it is for 5 marker. And it is in this questions like part C, part D and section 1 and section 2, quite commonly they are essay type questions. So here you need to write around 100 to 150 words, here to 200 and 250 words, here also 200 to 250 words. And here you can see draw a neat label diagram of sagittal section of human brain. Here only diagram is asked, explanation is not asked. So make sure to draw only read the questions properly, very, very important. Try to understand what is asked in the question. First, then only the correct answers can be written. If not, you cannot write the correct answers. Wherever diagrams are asked, draw the diagrams. Wherever diagrams with explanation is asked, make sure you draw the diagram and explain the diagram. So this is all about your question paper. Hope you have understood. So as I said, part A contain 1 mark question, part B 2 marks question, part C 3 marks question, part D 5 markers which is divided into section 1 and section 2 5 marks. So this is the model paper of your first PUC biology. Hope I have made clear about your theory paper. Let me move on to the practical part. As I said, your biology is for 100 marks which is divided into 2 parts, that is theory part and practical part. Theory part is for 70 marks and practical part is for 30 marks. Hope I have made clear about the theory part. Let me move on to the practical part. Practical part is also quite interesting in biology. Moving on to the practical part. The maximum marks for your practicals is 30 marks. For theory it is 70 marks, but for practicals it is 30 marks. There for theory the duration was 3 hours 15 minutes. Here the duration of the examination is 2 hours. So 2 hours is given for you all to do the practical examination. Here let me give some guidelines for your practicals. I think CBSE students would have come across this practicals, but maybe the state board students would have come across, but still let me make clear or give you clarity about what is this practical all about in your first PUC biology. So what are the guidelines? This total practical part is divided into three. What is that? First is experiments. Theory is theoretical, but practical is you are going to do the experiments related to some concepts, right? So experiments are from A to F. From A to F, that is 6 questions. 6 experiments are for your experiment part, which carries how many marks? 20 marks. Only for your experiments it is 20 marks. Then viva voce. What do you mean by this viva voce? Some questions are framed based on the practical part only. Based on the concepts of practical only, the viva questions are framed. And how many questions are framed based on this practical part? 30 questions. And these 30 questions are taken from the forum book, biology forum book. Do you think the external or the internal examiner, I hope all of you know that invigilator is there for your theory paper. For the practical examination, internal examiner and external examiner will also be there, right? And this internal examiner is going to ask questions. Do you think they are going to ask all the 30 questions? No. From the 30 questions, any 4 randomly will be asked. So each question carries 1 mark. How many questions they are going to ask? 4 questions. Each question carries how marks? 1 mark. So total is 4 marks. Let me repeat. For experiments, for doing the experiments, 20 marks. Respective experiments, which I am going to explain in the coming slide. Then the viva questions, they are going to ask you questions related to what? Related to the theory part. Related to the questions are framed based on the theory part. For example, like the first exercise of your practical is about the study of microscope. So what is a compound microscope? They might ask question like that, right? So those questions are framed from the practical part, 30 questions, which is picked up from the forum book. Any 4 is asked, that is for 4 marks. Third, very important is your practical record writing. So the laboratory manual will be given by your respective teacher, and you need to draw the diagrams neatly in pencil. Particularly in biology, you are not supposed to use a pen at all, even for writing the index or even for drawing the diagrams, and even writing the notes part of the diagram also should be only in pencil. All that instructions your respective teachers are going to give you all, and record writing is also very important. And you should enjoy writing the practical record. You yourself have to write the record. Don't give to somebody XYZ to write your record, because the teacher will definitely get to know that you have taken the help of somebody else. Make sure you yourself will write, so that while writing by yourself you will understand the diagrams, right? And it will help you out. Like if some XYZ draws the diagram for you, definitely it will not be helping you all. So even the teacher will get to know, and you will be punished for it, and you will not get 6 marks, right? So make sure, children, that you write the record on your own. Complete record writing, not like half writing, right? Anyhow, I am going to explain in the last slide, like what is the marks given for your practical record, or like how you have to complete the record. For record writing is 6 marks. Hope I am clear. So for experiments, 20 marks. For viva voce, 4 marks. And for your practical record, 6 marks. Hope total is 30 marks. So experiments, 20 marks. So these are the guidelines for your practical, and you should enjoy doing the practicals, children. Theory sometimes you may get bored, but you really enjoy in doing the practicals on your own. So you'll enjoy by seeing a flower in your hand, and you know you'll be seeing most of the bottle specimens of animals. So you'll be really enjoying your biology practicals, right? So experiments 20 marks, and viva voce 4 marks, and practical record 6 marks. So total is 30 marks. Hope you have understood what is your practical part, right? Moving on to the syllabus for your practicals. Anyhow, your laboratory manual will be given, which is given by your respective teachers, and you need to follow the manual and do the experiments. So just to brief up like as to what are the experiments for your practical examination. So first one is compound microscope. So you have 23 experiments, like you have 23 experiments, right? So first one is compound microscope, second one is bacteria, fungi and plants, third one is animal morphology, fourth experiment is plant tissues, fifth is anatomy of stem and roots, sixth is animal tissues, seventh is root modifications, 8 is stem modification, 9 is leaf modification, 10 is inflorescence, then 11th exercise is taxonomy of, see, either you can call it as exercise or you can also call it as experiments, right? 12 is potato osmoscope and 13 is plasma. So these are the experiments which you are going to do it on your own. Particularly this plasmolysis is a very, very important experiment. So like this we have 23 exercises, that is compound microscope, bacteria, fungi and plants, exercise related to animal morphology, exercise related to plant tissues, anatomy of stem and roots, animal tissues, root modifications, stem modifications, leaf modifications, inflorescence, taxonomy of flowering plants, potato osmoscope and plasmolysis. So 14th exercise or experiment is distribution of stomata. 15 is rate of transpiration. We will be doing an experiment to demonstrate the rate of transpiration. Then 16th is a physiological experimental setup, detection of biological molecules. 18 is physiological experimental setup. 19, detection of biological molecules like urine analysis. 21, salivary amylase activity. Then about human skeleton, we will be studying about human skeleton, right? What is our body all about? As you know, we have a internal endoskeleton made up of bones. So you will be studying about the human skeleton and about the various bone joints. So you will, in theory, 5 units, 22 chapters. And in practicals, you have how many experiments? 23 experiments. Hope I am clear. So 22 chapters in theory and 23 exercises for your practicals. Hope I have made clear about your practical. You will understand better with this model question paper, model practical paper. I have already explained about the model theory paper. Now let me explain about the model practical question paper. So this is your practical question paper. It goes like this. As I said, maximum max is for 30. Here, very, very important is, you can see here, the first question, that is first one, is for 5 marks. Here it is given experiment, experiment, experiment. 3 experiments are there. But are you supposed to do all the 3 experiments? No, any one. It's given or. And this you get through what? Lottery. You'll get through lottery, right? So you take a lot and whichever experiment you get in the lot, that experiment you are going to do, and that is for 5 marks. That is, this is how it goes. Prepare a temporary slide of TS of a given plant material A and identify the same. So this is about the first question. Going to the second question. So as you know, there are different families like family Liliaceae, Solanaceae, then right. So you'll be studying about the different 3 very important families. So related to that, this question is, again here you will have 2, which is again an option. It is left to the teacher, discretion of the teacher to give, whether to ask the family with minimum 6 reasons, with write the scientific name and family, or to derive its floral formula and floral diagram. You will understand when you do the practicals, right. So this is for 5 marks. So question number 1 is for 5 marks. Question number 2 is for 5 marks. Actually, this is for A and this is for B. So whenever we write with this question number A, 1 is for A and this is for B. And this is for C. This is C experiment. This is the biochemical test, which is for 3 marks. This is C. Then going for the next D, experimental setup. So one experiment would have been set up and kept. You need to identify the experiment, write the physiological principle involved in it, right? That is for 3 marks. This is D. Then given a slide or specimen would have been kept. You need to identify the slide or the specimen, then give 2 reasons. It is for 2 marks. This is for E. Then the 6th question is for, that is any slide or specimen F would have been kept. You need to identify and write reason. This is F. As I have already said, A to F. So as I said, your practical experiments are from A to F. How many marks for experiments? 20 marks. So here total it is this much, that is, this is 20 marks. Viva was a 4 marks. Then record 6 marks. Total 30 marks. Hope you have understood the experiments which are conducted, which you will be doing from A to F. Suppose you do all the questions correctly, that is from A to F it is correct, then you will get full 20 out of 20. So make sure you do all the experiment, that is all the questions correctly, otherwise you may lose marks. And Viva was, as I said, it is 4 marks and record writing is 6 marks, right? Moving on to the scheme of valuation. As I have already said, this is the scheme. So just go through the scheme and it will give you a clarity about how the questions are distributed. I said 5 marks here. Let me take one example. 5 marks. How is it distributed? Right. So here you can see for demonstration, for preparation of the slide, label diagram. Then for the stomatal apparatus, preparation of the slide. So it is given for all these 5 marks. So different criteria is given to make you to give you award the marks. So this is about the scheme of valuation. As I said, first one is for 5 marks. First one is for 5 marks. Then this is for 5 marks. Then this is that is B is for 5 marks. This is for 3 marks. This is for 3 marks. Then fifth question is for 2 marks. Sixth question is for 2 marks. 5, 5, 3, 3, 2, 2. Total 20 marks. Then Viva was, as I said, it is 4 marks. Then for practical record it is 6 marks. Now moving across the practical record, I told you all about what are the instructions you need to follow to complete your record so that you will get complete 6 marks. Not scribbling the record. Just by scribbling the record or writing the record in a very bad manner and keeping the records untidily will not fetch you marks. So what are the instructions? You need to write the diagrams and the notes part very, very clearly without any this one, right? So make sure that you draw the diagrams properly and write the notes part also properly. No, you are not supposed to scribble or even tear the pages. So suppose you have completed 91% of your record, you will get 6 marks. Full 6 marks you are going to get if you have completed your record. Suppose a student has completed only 80% of your record, then he or she will get 5 marks. Suppose 70% of the record is completed, then he or she will get 4 marks. Between 41%, 3 marks. Suppose you don't complete at all the record and if you are not submitting the record, then you will not get any marks. You will get 0 marks. So hope you have understood the practical part also, right? So this is all about your biology syllabus. Hope I have made you understand about your whole biology syllabus, what you have for your first PUC biology syllabus. As I said, your biology syllabus, your biology subject itself is a very, very interesting subject, which is nothing but study of life forms and the processes that is happening in a living organism. So make sure that you study the concepts of biology quite clearly, like you should understand the subject, not just to get marks. So only when you understand the concepts of biology, then scoring good marks will not at all be a problem, and scoring centum also will not be a problem. Try to follow the instructions what I have given while explaining this introduction to first PUC biology, and as I said, make sure to buy an NCERT textbook first. Very, very important thing is buy the NCERT textbook and make sure you go through each and every line of the NCERT textbook. As I said, this NCERT textbook is going to cover the full syllabus of your biology along with the diagrams. Only the diagrams that is given in the NCERT book, only that will fetch you marks. So biology is such an interesting subject, children. Make sure you learn with lot of interest. Hope I have made clear in this introductory session of first PUC biology, and hope it was of some help to you all, right? So I am going to meet you all in the coming sessions also. Till then, goodbye and thank you.